Hi everyone, welcome. I just want to go over a few tablescaping tips that I have. I know I did the 5-in-1s recently with using one napkin and 5 different tablescapes, and everybody really enjoyed that. But I did have some questions, so I'm just going to break it down just a little bit more on how I start my tablescaping. So whenever I start any of my tables, my food and menu are always going to be the centerpiece. So I always lay out first my platters or what's for dinner, so that I have plenty of room and that I'm not looking for room when I bring out my food. So I always do it the day before so that I'm not worried about making the personal touches through here. And it just gives me time to think about how I want my table to look and feel for the day. I always think too, who's it for? Male, female? Is it supposed to be happy? Is it more serious? So those kind of things will set my mood and how I'm gonna start laying out some of my tables. So again, I always start with my food, and I always make sure that I have every platter that I will be using for the dinner. I then break up my table into 2 sections. So I have an area for 3 here, and then I usually will lay out 3 decorations over there. So I have right now for Easter, because that's coming. So I just found a cute little from TJ Maxx or wherever you find, you might have it around your house for decorations. So I'll lay him out. And then I might do a candle. I don't always do candles, but they're always kind of pretty. I usually just have more of my lighting down on a medium tone. And I just found candles, if they have smells, it kind of interrupts my menu. So I make sure I have unscented candles if I do candles. So a fun little thing, because we always do drink water at the table, and I think people always ask for that last minute. I always have a sparkling, and then I have a flat water. But what's fun to do is actually decorating with your water too. So I sometimes will do it with strawberries if my table has more red in it, but even just adding touches of yellow to the table and green, or one or the other, plus everybody likes that. It just adds another layer of coloring for your table. So that's always fun to do. And then what I did for the Easter, I had some really cute little napkin rings, so I just put those out. But I also like to try to make each of my table place sets something just a little special for everybody to kind of find or to see what's special about it. So this was always just a family favorite, these Pez candies when the kids were little. So I just made sure each one of my tables had the little candies. So I did that for Easter. Then if I'm changing this out for, let's say, a birthday, what I would do again, like I'm prepping up my menu, I would actually have my cake be actually the main centerpiece of the table, and then my platters for whatever I'm cooking for dinner. So again, I would decorate my cake for the coloring toast that I'm already working with. And because I've already planned that ahead, I'll know kind of what I'm doing. So maybe here, what I will do instead of the Easter bunnies, I picked their favorite candies. So somebody knowing that you just did one little extra touch to them will make that birthday party even more special for them. I also will do pictures. These I just picked up at Michael's. They're kind of holding for placemats, but I will also lay through the table pictures of the birthday person, or maybe it's an anniversary. I'll put anniversary pictures out. And what was also cute, one year I did, which was really fun, I made all my nieces and nephews write notes. It was their grandmother's birthday. So I put little note cards on there, and each of the kids wrote something special to their grandma. And they like brought up a memory, so it was really fun, and it just kept conversation going. So these I use quite a bit for whether I'm using them just for fun, pictures, or special notes. So then we're gonna work over to just maybe how I would tablescape for the birthday party. I had just a cute little napkin ring with a bow on it. And again, I'm adding just a little touch of a vase here with a flower. Just makes that feel extra special. So sometimes if I do decorate with flowers, I might have a bigger arrangement low in the middle, but I still give everybody their own special little flower. So then, changing out what I do the most, and how I always work all of my tables, whether formal, not formal, I always use my white plates. So you will always see my platters in white, and my main dinner plates will always be white or neutral. What I do buy quite a bit of and find in my finds and just fun are my side dishes. So that is how I layer my tables. So I will always kind of make this fun, colorful, or what mood I'm in. So I always make sure that that's just how I like to change up my table. So I never change up my white plates. I always just change up that plate. So this one, I just happened to find these beautiful little dragonflies. So I thought those were cute with the same napkin, working in a way. So how all this one napkin has worked my way through birthdays, Easter, maybe just a special event. So now I'm actually on the other side of the table. If you have a rectangle table, the series of 3 that I have over there will shift to your upper left corner. This series will just shift down to your lower left. So you're just gonna actually make those kitty corner on your table. With round, I always keep it to the side so there's no missing of, too much busyness going on at the table, and conversation can be, and nobody's looking over pieces or big, things that you might have on the table. We always have Pellegrino on the table, again, with our flat waters. So I actually use it as part of my tablescaping. This I just took for my bread. Again, I always have my white dishes, and I just kind of up that because we're gonna have bread for this particular menu. But let's say it's gonna be a very special occasion. You can actually take the same thing and maybe do some champagne. And what I would do here, instead of the Easter eggs, I would probably set out some strawberries and a couple champagne glasses and just make this more of my little area for being fun and festive. And it won't be distracting to the rest of my menu. And then even after dinner, I'm not running around looking for certain things or trying to find my glasses. So I usually keep that there. Just a little side note that I put here. I usually on my sidebar, this is where I will, which I did not do yet, but this is usually where I will do all my dessert areas. And I will plan that out here. So you'll be seeing that later on with some of my other videos, how I set my table up for desserts. But I always keep things very cohesive. So on both sides of my room and on my table, everything will feel the same, some tones, and change up just a few things. So then I'm gonna just kind of go more into a little more of a formal dinner. And I just laid my napkin out a little bit different. And again, I'm gonna do a little bit more layering. So I just changed up my placemat. I love chargers. One, it protects your table, but I just love the colors. They're fun to get. So I just put one more layer on there. I think sometimes the more you layer this up, the little bit more formal it starts getting. So even if you took one of these things away, it'll look a little less formal. Do what you want with your napkins and how you feel about the table. But again, I really do like to layer my place sets. So that's just a little bit about tablescaping. Thank you for watching. Take care.